The it's kind of crazy to see how ladies in wrestling have evolved since you made your debut. You know,
Is
you
that how you,
attacked Marlena
is
with
that how you
the
see it? That they've evolved?
I don't know if that's the correct term because I personally liked wrestling with the Attitude Era and everything when you were in it, when the likes of Marlena were in it, when but now it seems like you'll never see and the sex appeal angle with ladies in wrestling or anything like that. But when I say evolved, it kind of started with you where they weren't wrestling before. You were the first one and you came in and you wrecked the dudes, but now it's completely changed. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, it has completely changed, but I'm going to say this. I've recently been in touch through the documentary, The Reconstruction of China, everything, and I invite the fans to go to therealchina.com, which we're working on right now. Soon to see a sizzle reel of what the fans through Kickstarter, because this is a documentary about by the fans, for the fans. I've really put my heart and soul out there in every aspect of what I don't know if you would call it an involvement of women's wrestling. I definitely think I played a part and paved the way, but I don't think that there will ever be another Chyna. I don't think
No.
that will ever happen again.
Well, Nicole Bass kind of tried to challenge you on that a little bit, didn't
Well,
she?
but just because you're big and you have a big physique doesn't mean that you know how to wrestle or that you have showmanship or that you have specific timing or pay-per-view timing or you get the ins and outs of what's going on in a business that has been very, very kayfabe and quiet for a minute. What makes you think that you can come in and suddenly just oh my gosh, it's going to be great? Can't do it.
No, and I understand. And obviously, you are in Detroit because you have a big appearance tonight from 9 to 12.
I have a couple of appearances
Right.
tonight.
You are going to be at Leopard's Lounge in Windsor. And then you're making the quick jump back over to the States. And from 12:30 to 2:30, you're going to be live at the Toy Chest Bar, which is on Ford Road in Detroit.
Right.
And basically, fans get to do what I'm doing with you. Have a Q&A, right? And you're going to be signing autographs. And
I mean, I'm sure, we haven't decided, I've gone through this route before, What the thing I love about me is that I can go from a strip joint to a wrestling event to a reality event to a red carpet, and I love that. But I don't know exactly I'll probably go up and help with some contest or just have. But the fans are just always happy to see me, and I just think it's fun, and I am a person that I don't judge. So I love going to the strip joint and seeing all the people.
what do you wear?
What do I wear?
Yeah, when you go there. I'm intrigued personally.
Oh. I thought you were going to ask me for my phone number and call me later and ask me that.
Well, I was going to do that off air, but hey, if we can put it out there. But do you sex it up?
Well, it's fun. It depends
Okay.
on the occasion. Yeah, of course I sex it up because I feel like another thing is that with the availability to do all of this kind of wide demographic of things, just because I don't judge. There's just so many facets of entertainment. We all intersect together and people just want to, smile and have fun and stuff. So, yeah, but I love it. I came back from Tokyo after almost 5 years, and I'm now just getting a whole new wardrobe, and I got a new place, and, so I'm just the reconstruction of Chyna.
Well, speaking of the reconstruction of Chyna, which is your new documentary, and you also are talking about making the rounds and getting out there and doing this, that, and the other thing. And one of those things that you're going to be doing is you will be back in Metro Detroit, May 13th, 14th, and 15th, appearing at the Motor City Comic Con, where you can sign autographs for the fans and they can take photos.
Right.
How cool is that kind of stuff for you?
Well, first of all, when I was out of the country, I had so many problems with my name and taxes and just so many different handlers. There were 50 hands in the cookie jars. So I wasn't getting any support from the WWE at all. I had all this stuff going on. Like, how do you handle that? You know, so it's taken a long time to like regroup and get all of that stuff back under control. And it feels great. So, but if I was going out and doing that and the fans were acting terrible to me, I'd be like, see, yeah, I'm going back to Japan. But the most wonderful thing that happened is that just the fan support that I have been getting has just really, it's like, I feel like somebody should pinch me like I'm having this surreal moment that after everything that's happened and just from hanging on and trying my best, regardless of whether people may not know the story and they think that they were good choices or bad choices or whatever, which is what I love about the documentary because it's going to show all that and it's real and it's relatable, is that, you know, when I come out here and I get all the love, you know, and I pick up some money, that I can go back and pay my rent and be back in the States and say, nice. I'm going to be okay because you know what, Chyna, you're Chyna. Don't forget that.
No. So
yeah.
When I hear the name Chyna, I instantly will always think of you. Always. But there's a girl that's running around that you see on TMZ all the time going by Black Chyna.
Yes.
How is she just going to jock your name like that? I mean, it kind of is, right? Same spelling.
Well, listen, emulation is the best. What do they say?
Yeah, if you're not getting...
Best form of flattery.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it seeing new Chynas. I'd actually love to meet her. I remember seeing, like, Googling myself. I don't do that these days because that's too traumatizing.
I do. But
my therapist highly recommends that I don't do that. But, no, I think she's cool, and I think it's cool, and I loved her music, and it's so weird because I remember back then when I was looking at Black Chyna, like nobody even knew who she was, you know? And like now all the stuff has evolved. But it's so weird too, going to appearances, like you asked me what it's like, and I come out and I see an 8-year-old who runs up to me wearing a DX shirt, and her dad's like in the corner, like watching her run up to me, and she's, you're my favorite. And then I'm like, thank you. And then like, my 3-second delay, which I always have in my head, or actually it's a day delay usually. But I think, how does an 8-year-old girl know me? You know, like how, and why am I having this Hall of Fame campaign and this thing is over here? But like, yet I go to these appearances and I have like this entire group of people watching the WWE Network and a new generation. And I just think it's really cool.